on Facebook now and on YouTube channel. So welcome to all our online viewers and welcome to our audience in person here at St. Joseph's Motherhouse in this historical day where we gather together again finally after 2 years. So in opening this event, the Near North Palliative Care Network would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather today is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe of Nipissing First Nation on lands covered by the Robinson-Huron Treaty Territory. Seniors Sharing the Caring. This is an initiative of Near North Palliative Care Network that aims at combating social isolation in seniors by encouraging you senior, to engage in volunteering with us. On behalf of Near North Palliative Care Network, I want to convey our profound gratitude to the Government of Canada and the New Horizons for Seniors for the generous grant given to our organization to implement this project. Our gratitude also goes to our project lead, Hariett Madigan, to our organizing committee members, Nicky Poulin, Lynn Larondeau, that's not here today, for the special support of Ohana Wellness, to Lindsay Sarazin, that's hidden out there on the door, from Wolf Eyes Productions for this broadcast today, our guest speaker, Walter Cecchini, Near North Palliative Care Fabulous Office team and placement students, also to the team of Ohana Wellness that helped Nicky so valiantly to have these beautiful gift bags that you see on the table and the flowers. We had so much help. I want to also thank the St. Joseph's Motherhouse, our local media, and of course our distinguished guests and the public watching this live stream. You will soon have the privilege of listening to the wisdom of one of the most prominent citizens in our community, Hariett Madigan, entrepreneur and owner of Women10 Living Fit, Earth in a Nest. We are proud and humbled to have you, Hariett, as the project lead of Seniors Sharing the Caring. My mission today is to just remind all of us that Seniors Sharing the Caring wants to invite you, senior residents of Nipissing and Parry Sound, to become one of our distinguished volunteer ambassadors who will engage with Near North Palliative Care Network and the community to spread the word about the live butterfly release organized by NNPCN every year. After Harriet's presentation, if you feel the calling to become a butterfly release ambassador, please leave your name at the registration table, or if you are on live stream watching us from home, please contact Near North Palliative Care. Our contact information shows in the printed program and will appear on the screen in the live stream during the intervals. If you are at home watching us, please get pen and paper to write our contact down. I hope this afternoon inspires you as a senior of our community on how much fun it can be to volunteer for a great cause like the live butterfly release. At NNPCN, we know firsthand how hard it is for families to organize a celebration of life in memory of their loved ones. There is so much work and expenses involved, booking the venue, catering invitations, organizing the event program, setting up tables and chairs, receiving guests, cleaning after the event, and more. It's tough for families in grief to execute all that. We hear this from our bereavement clients again and again. It requires a lot of energy. And yet, it's so important to be able to give ourselves a proper moment to celebrate the life of our loved ones who are gone, especially after these 2 years of pandemic, right? During which so many of us could not say our farewells properly due to the lockdown. We could not touch our loved ones for one last time, hug our families and friends, and shed our tears of love together. That is why the Near North Palliative Care Network is committed to offer you a bigger and better butterfly release this year. The Live Butterfly Release 2022 will be a regional celebration of life, open for free to all the communities in a radius of 50 miles around North Bay. We will do all the work for you, and you simply show up and celebrate your loved ones at North Bay Waterfront, Kiwanis Bench Shell, on Saturday, July 9, 2022, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is a family and pet-friendly event, so bring your family and friends to beautiful North Bay this summer. You will find the tents, the table, the chair set up for you, barbecue, refreshments, musical shows, raffles, silent auctions, and children's tent, a message board for you to write your special words in memory of your loved ones, and more. We have an in-memory moment of silence, a communal prayer, and bagpipes at the high moment of the celebration. When you receive your reserved butterflies, they are live, and we all, in the park, we are thousands of people, we all release our butterflies together. That is when we feel a profound sense of healing, unity, and belonging. Everyone releasing their butterflies around us has also experienced the loss, just like us. If you decide to engage with us as one of our butterfly release ambassadors, all you have to do is to spread the news among your social circles in your community. It will be a special joy to proudly greet you as our distinguished butterfly release ambassador in public at the waterfront of North Bay this year. Thank you. And now I call Hariett Madigan to open the afternoon to us. Thank you, Hariett.
Can you hear me all right? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, you already know what my name is. It's Hariett Madigan. And I'm here in the capacity of project lead of Seniors Sharing the Caring, an initiative of Near North Palliative Care Network that aims at combating social isolation in seniors by encouraging them to engage in volunteering. First of all, on behalf of our team, I too want to thank the Government of Canada and the New Horizons for Seniors for the generous grant given to Near North Palliative Care Network to implement this project. Our gratitude to our event organizing committee, our guest speakers, Near North Palliative Care Network office team and placement students, to St. Joseph's Motherhouse, to Nicky Poulin and Lynn Larondeau for their special support of Ohana Wellness, to Lindsay Sarazin from Wolf Eye Productions, to our local media, our distinguished guests, and the public watching us on live stream. As the project lead of Seniors Sharing the Caring, I'm here today to share a little about the important role of senior volunteers in our community and to raise awareness about how seniors in Nipissing and Parry Sound can engage with the Near North Palliative Care Network as ambassadors of the 13th annual Live Butterfly Release event this upcoming July 9th, 2022. First, a little of my own volunteering experiences that were wrapped up in a few careers. When I look back on my life, I sometimes wonder, with tongue in cheek, am I a professional volunteer? That volunteer thread seems to run through 20 years as a teacher, 11 of those years with adult education and family studies, life skills, coordinator of specialty skills and interest courses for Near North District School Board. And as a result, I'm not only convinced, I am sure, because of those experiences and the volunteer activities that my clients were involved in, that we are all meant to serve by connecting with each other with an open heart. And we are not meant to live in isolation. And yet isolation is exactly what many of us have experienced these past 2 years. As the founder and owner of Women10 Living Fit Women's Club, we had to leave our location in March 2020, but our group was determined to find a way to survive and thrive through COVID. We pivoted and rebranded to Women10 Living Fit, Earth in a Nest, on Zoom and outdoors. Our membership is still an organization of mature, intelligent, senior women committed to the mind, body, spirit health of all women and the health of the planet, in service to each other, and active in volunteering in the community at large. For 25 years, our membership has been involved in reaching out to grassroots nonprofit organizations in North Bay. Giving back to community by volunteering locally has indeed been an integral part of our personal growth and lifelong learning, which has given us invaluable experiences. I often think of the beauty of the spider's web and compare it to the web of life. We are all woven together in an incredibly beautiful matrix. When a thread is broken, all the threads are impacted in some way. When someone or something is lost, we are all impacted as well. The web is weakened until the broken thread is repaired and strengthened or supported by the other threads. And in the process, it offers renewed strength to the rest of the web. Each thread of our human existence is an opportunity to support one another in creating a truly magnificent work of art, a masterpiece built on loving kindness and support for all. And so our members support and gather for the betterment of ourselves, to grow our humanity and give back to community, even through a pandemic. We still move beyond self in service to others, which gives us a sense of belonging and understanding of what it means to contribute, to value others and be valued as we enter our aging years or our older adult years. Ohana Yoga and Wellness Centre, Nicky, Lynn, and staff, with their gifts and different tools, but a similar goal, do the very same thing. Their intent is to grow a world nurtured by warmth and compassion. They just do it in a different way. Lindsay Sarazin, owner of Wolf Eye Productions, also volunteered his art and expertise several times these past 2 years to help local nonprofits. Near North Palliative Care Network is the volunteer visiting hospice of our region, the epitome of compassionate care for those approaching end of life and for their families who experience the loss. I could talk about the scientific evidence related to the act of volunteering and the benefits of volunteering, but I'd rather talk about what I've been witnessing for so many years right in our Women10 senior women community. It manifests in an immeasurable level of joy, laughter, sharing of stories, and percolates among the members when we gather to raise funds or volunteer in some way. And as an aside, I just want to mention some of our members came up with the idea of doing a fundraiser at a Christmas party, and in 2 hours they raised $705. I still don't know how it happened, but it just happened. And that went to the gathering place. We get asked often to be part of something that will help an organization somehow, and members will tell you that each time we are asked, it's an opportunity to be a healing cell in the body of humanity. And that is a quote from an author, Will Bowen. After all, when we give freely, we grow our sense of belonging and connection, and our compassion, food for our body, mind, and spirit. It's a win-win. And I believe we are all capable of being healing cells in the body of humanity if we choose to be, and that can happen at any age. The goal of today's event is to invite seniors to volunteer with Near North Palliative Care and combat social isolation. We want to help create a web of loving kindness throughout our whole community with a magnificent event, the Live Butterfly Release Project. After 2 years of witnessing seniors in isolation and loneliness, to whatever degree, we feel it is our duty to expand our circle of solidarity to include the whole of the region, Nipissing and East Parry Sound districts, Mattawa and area, West Nipissing, Sturgeon Falls and area, North Bay and area, Almagwin and area, Kearney, Restoule, Temagami, Port Loring, Magnetawan, and Sundridge. We invite everyone here today and all seniors watching us on live stream who feel the calling to engage with Near North Palliative Care Network as our distinguished butterfly release ambassadors. The annual Butterfly Release is a landmark event in North Bay and area. For the past 13 years, it has been held at the North Bay waterfront with the support of the City of North Bay. During the pandemic, the event was held on live stream in 2020 and 2021. Well, this year, the long wait is over, and we will gather again at North Bay waterfront to celebrate life and honor our losses. Your role as distinguished butterfly release ambassadors is simply to connect with other seniors in your circles or your families and spread the word about this event. It's called guerrilla marketing. Join us in solidarity, a sisterhood, a brotherhood, to share our stories and mend together. You will be asked to reach out whenever and however you wish to your whole community or your own connections in a happy, positive way and encourage them to get involved. So why is this event so important? The Butterfly Release is an event that creates an interconnection with like-minded people, united in mutual understanding, united in our losses and hearing and seeing and feeling what is being said in silence. I feel lost too, and you are not alone. Our goal is to invest in seniors' wellness, combat social isolation in seniors, and engage seniors in volunteering with the Near North Palliative Care Network and grow our volunteer base. We want the whole region to know about this marvelous event, to engage you in spreading a positive vibe through the North, to create awareness and allow the Near North Palliative Care Network to continue their good work. Volunteer ambassadors will be asked to connect by talking about the event with their community. It is a happy event with message boards, raffles, food, music, artists, chairs and tables, and of course the opportunity to donate to Near North Palliative Care Network by reserving a butterfly to release in memory of your loved ones. It is open for all to come and celebrate with their families in their own special way. I have taken part in that process and brought my grandchildren with me, and it's just an exceptional event. It's spectacular and heartwarming. The 13th Annual Butterfly Release 2022, a major event in this city, will be back bigger and better than ever before. Over the last 2 years, it feels like 3 years though, during COVID, a lot of us from all over the North lost family, partners, friends, members from Living Fit, associates, and could not grieve properly. We couldn't visit, see, or even touch our loved ones because we were in lockdown, leaving us with unaddressed grief. Many died in lockdown at their residences or in the hospital alone. This event will bring us together in community and in the spirit of connectedness and unity to celebrate their lives and to heal from our own unaddressed grief. As an ambassador, you can join in an incredible celebration of the life of your loved ones, whoever you wish to remember, honor, and invite others to connect to this wonderful celebration. We invite you to spread the word of the event Remember the words guerrilla marketing. That's the best way to do it in Northern Ontario, to strike a conversation with your organizations, your networks, and to designate areas to post posters. The organization and implementation, the legwork will be done by Near North Palliative Care Network staff and students. We ask that you make a choice to use your voice to help others. Truly the embodiment of the spirit of volunteering. Each and every one of us, individually and especially collectively, can certainly change the world in service to others. Volunteer Canada has a slogan, the value of one, the power of many. Help us to recognize what each of us can bring and together create the powerful healing energy for many at the Live Butterfly release event. Thank you very much. I'm back. It's my absolute pleasure to introduce Walter, I want to say this right, Cicchini, OPP officer specializing in crisis intervention. Walter brings a world of knowledge and inspiration both professionally and personally. Walter has studied and embraced Eastern philosophies for many years, describes himself as the Force, as a COP, consciously on patrol. I love that. Please join us as Walter Cicchini inspires us with his knowledge and support of our aging population and how we are to embody true happiness, as this is our nature and it is always available. In 2018, Walter embraced spirituality and authored and published a book called Take Heart Seeker. And it's a book of non-dual poetry, revealing what the mind cannot know and the heart has never forgotten. Having discovered non-duality in 2018, Walter uses his poetry as a means to clarify the non-dual understanding for himself and others. The mic just went off.
Okay, Walter, I hope that you have a loud voice because it seems that the mic is not working. Do you guys hear me? Huh? It's working now? Okay, I think the mic needs some tender, loving care. Emotionally deprived needs attention. I love you. Be good.
Now I wish I had gone first. Thank you to Monica and Hariett. I've been in Mattawa for just over 2 years now, and recently the OPP, the Ontario Provincial Police, has taken over policing calendar, and so I was driving through, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and I saw a sign for Ohana Wellness, and I made a U-turn. Sometimes we don't know why we do things, but we're glad that we do. And I made that U-turn, and I met Nicky, and here I am. So I'm so honored to be here. I do come in peace, even though I'm wearing this equipment here. I'm a bit of a Swiss Army knife. So the tool that I employ these days, as was said, is de-escalation. People in crisis, helping people through these difficult times. And these certainly have been challenging times for people. So I've been a police officer since 2004. I guess I'm in my 19th year now. I spent 16 years up north, further north, in the Timmins area. but grew up in Eastern Ontario. Mom and Dad are still there, and so it's an effort for me to come to Mattawa to get closer to them. I have to say that coming to North Bay has been wonderful. Since I came, I fell into this role of mobile crisis response team. I'm paired with a mental health nurse through the Canadian Mental Health Association. I was affiliated with the CMHA in Timmins as a board member, and now I'm working directly with a mental health nurse. We travel around and we help people. It's a wonderful partnership. And I also have to mention my co-workers, including the administrative staff and everyone that makes up the, in the past we might have said police force, but I love the idea that we're switching to police service. Because as Sir Robert Peel said, the people are the police and the police are the people. It's one of the first things I learned about policing. It's not my first interaction with the police, but certainly it was the first thing that I learned as a police officer. So this is, yeah.
Just use the microphone for the live stream.
Oh, okay. I hope that I've been able to be heard. But I do have a loud voice, as some people can attest to, but I don't recognize any of you, so that's a good thing. But I'll try to speak from here. So I did want to mention my coworkers. The police service does not, when you look at a police officer, you think you know what you have. But they're a person wearing a costume, playing a role, which isn't always easy, but it's very rewarding, especially when we get to stand up in front of good people and have conversations with them. And the wins that we get as police officers are so beautiful, and I can draw so many parallels from the volunteering that is done through the Near North Palliative Care Network and policing. If a person were to go into policing because it's a good job and they're interested in stability, they're not going to enjoy themselves as much as if they are, in a sense, volunteering, and I think we all are. So I didn't prepare a speech today because what I do normally is I respond to people in crisis. And I don't know what I'm getting. I don't know who's going to be there. I don't know what the circumstances are. Are there weapons? And so I have to say that standing up in front of you is more stressful than the calls that I go to on a regular basis. And I think that's because I'm in a room full here of my peers. And when I say that, I look at, what's being done here, and I count myself as one of those people who want to contribute in a positive way to our society going forward. So, I'm not in uniform anymore. That was one of the best things about being in uniform, is that I never used to have to think about what to wear to work. But now I'm dressed this way so that I can approach people and not trigger them. Because, police can sometimes, in a lot of times, raise people's stress levels. I know still now that even when I see a police officer, I straighten up when I'm off duty, make sure I'm doing everything okay. But again, just people wearing costumes, playing a role, and, consciously on patrol is a wonderful way to describe the men and women out there that are doing what we do. I also like to describe myself and as love disguised as authority. So, you might think you know what you're getting, but if we have an interaction, I can guarantee you that I'm going to do everything I can to make you to leave you with a better idea of what the police can do for you. So, part of getting up here was that I didn't write a speech because I wanted to be authentic, and I wanted to be able to maybe not even know what I was going to say until it came out of my mouth. So I had to wait until I got here to figure out what I was going to say so that I could hear it as well. That authenticity comes from being comfortable with being uncomfortable. You can bet when I sat there and I listened to Hariett with her wonderful speech, I was thinking maybe I should have written something too. But I have my support butterfly with me. I took it up from the table, and I will keep this butterfly with me to help me out. So I've been a meditator for a long time. Meditation has many forms, and we're all expert meditators, every one of us. It's just, what are we meditating on? And in our society now, there is a need for more mobile crisis workers. We do have, I think, there's over 52 teams in the province now that are what I do. So that's really wonderful. So the compulsive nature of the mind, which a lot of people have lost touch with being able to be comfortable with themselves, and COVID really amped that up. So there's been a lot of need for us to go and help people in crisis. So we have about 60,000 thoughts a day. That's a study has shown this, and about 90% of them are repetitive. So meditation has really helped me to gain clarity and to bring that mind back to what's important now. We could try to go to the past. No one's ever been successful. We could only bring it here now. We could try to go to the future, but that would be unsuccessful as well. We can only ever be here now. And this is, I guess, the message that I would bring is that volunteering is being present with another. And one might say that it's even a relationship between two people. But when you're present with an other, an apparent other, that relationship collapses. And we see that other person in ourselves, and they see us in themselves. So volunteering is such a beautiful way to discover who we are in our essence, to get beyond the person that we think we are, with all of the experiences that we've had, and be present with an apparent other. When I say an apparent other, it's because I don't see others. I see myself. And this is all about Advaita, which we can get into at another time. I would like to just tell you a little bit about some of the other specialties that I am involved in. I've been a crisis negotiator for over 10 years now. So I will respond to people who are in crisis, suicidal, hostage takings, that kind of thing. And I'll be on the other end of the line, sometimes on a bullhorn. I have some wonderful partners. My sister is also a negotiator in the Northwest region, and my brother was a critical incident commander, and I've got to work with both of them, which has been a privilege. As a crisis negotiator, being on the other end of the line with somebody who's in crisis and in a life-threatening situation, it's a huge responsibility. And so the training that we do is really important. But more importantly is that emotional intelligence that we have, that we develop. And emotional intelligence is, again, empathy and all of these things that volunteering will encompass. And I even brought up one of the volunteer job descriptions here. And I look here and I think you guys would make wonderful negotiators. Eh? Personable, professional, compassionate, and caring. Those are the qualifications. Like, what kind of a job asks for that? That's wonderful. Strong listening skills, non-judgmental, positive attitude. So when I look at this, I think that there's a lot of parallels between what I do and what the volunteers do. Raising awareness in the community, participating in social circles with the community partners. It's a beautiful undertaking, and I hope that that there will be a great response from this particular gathering here. So we'll do a little exercise, if you don't mind. We're going to partner up. You can just stay where you're sitting and turn and face the person that you're with. And we're going to do a joy exercise. And all I need you to do is ask your partner one question. And then after you ask that question, they'll give you an answer. And then they'll ask you the same question you asked them. And until I ask you to stop, I'd like you to just keep asking that question. Back and forth. Answer, question, answer, question, answer. And the question is this. Just ask your partner, what brings you joy? Wait for the answer. When they give the answer, they will ask you, what brings you joy? Let's do this for a minute or so. Go ahead. Wonderful. Okay, I think some of you may want to carry on, but we'll take our time and come back to our seats. Wonderful. So the room always goes out of control when we do this. So what is it? What is it that caused all of that laughter that I saw and all those smiling faces? Joy, connection, happiness. And did anyone answer what brings them joy to something that's not here right now? Yeah? How is it that you had a reaction of joy when that thing wasn't here? Always present. Yeah. And where does joy really live? Where does it is it in that object? It's within. It's within us. So this is I think a wonderful exercise. We can even do it. We can ask ourselves what brings us joy. It raises that energy. It's a wonderful feeling, and it brings a connection between two people. So the point here again is that many of us will look in the world for something to bring us joy, to bring us happiness, to bring us peace. And we'll find it temporarily. Oh, look at that cookie. It's delicious. And we can just easily prove that the joy wasn't in the cookie, because if we eat 10 of them, not so joyful anymore, is it? Yeah, wow. What once made me happy is now making me feel sick. So, joy and happiness, peace, love, we can find these things in the world. Pleasure has a cause, but happiness is causeless. It's what we are. It's what we are. So if I could just read a poem that I had written. You don't have to necessarily understand all the concepts that I've written in here, but I think that this is going to come across. It's called Thingless. Is happiness baked into a cookie or cake? Does the recipe call for a dash or a shake? Will happiness be a part of the deal when you're handed the keys to your new set of wheels? Can happiness come from one you meet who sweeps you away right off of your feet? If somehow you see the answer is no, then where does it come from and where could it go? A clue to this riddle begins with desire and clear seeing that wanting fuels the fire. An insatiable void that no thing can fill. Constant seek and avoid will leave us quite ill. It's within your power to alter your course. Shine the light of awareness back in on its source. The mind will attempt to tag along for the ride, but can never keep up, remaining outside. Known but not found, always hidden from view, is where happiness lives. In fact, it is you. Here it is known, an unending spring, no objects to speak of, no thing called a thing. So that, thank you. If you were to look, somewhere in my book I say that I did not write these, and I don't feel that I did. They came through me, as a lot of creative acts are. If you talk to musicians or artists, you'll know that these things come through. So let's talk a little bit more about how we can be a better listener. One who wants to be interesting should be interested. So if we can become better listeners, it will help us to make that connection with people. It validates them. And again, this idea that I see in here of the non-judgmental, it's all in here. And anything that I could say, I think is already contained within the volunteer job description. But the FBI created a model that we as negotiators use, which just basically speaks to actively listening to someone, engaged with that person 100%. We're not off thinking about something else. And we are giving them encouragers to continue. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Tell me more. Okay. So these minimal encouragers keep people talking, and it shows that you truly are engaged. We build rapport through showing empathy, and empathy, of course, is putting ourselves in someone else's shoes. And then we can influence and change behavior. So if we have someone who is distraught or who is lost in a story that may or may not be true, actively listening to them can help bring them out of it and back to this moment here, which is the only moment we ever have. So that active listening is a wonderful skill to develop. In our society now, we know that Facebook and all kinds of social media and things like that really are drawing people away from that connection with one another. So if we become better listeners and we actively listen, we can win ourselves back, and we can also collapse that apparent distance between us. So as a volunteer, you can think that, hey, I am now using something the FBI created. Pretty cool. So the power of attention, let's just talk about that for a second. As the volunteer would find the power of attention very useful. Attention is one of our superpowers. And if we lose our ability to rein our attention in and to actively listen with someone, then we can be scattered and all over the place. And we can see it when people are scattered and all over. So we'll do a quick little meditation right now. It's very simple. Again, we're all expert meditators, and instead of meditating on what's going on around us and all of these distractions and bings and bongs from cell phones, we're going to meditate on a simple phrase. And we're going to breathe in for 5 seconds, and we're going to breathe out for 5 seconds. On the in breath, we're going to say, I am. And on the out breath, we're going to say, here. Where else could we be? So from here, we start. So, I am, breath in, here, breath out. And go at your own pace if you find that's too long. I am, breath in, here. Now you can continue on your own as I'll interject just a little bit here and there. I am, here. This is a wonderful grounding meditation we can do. The benefit of 5 seconds in through the nose will help to balance oxygen and carbon dioxide. It calms the nervous system, lowers blood pressure, and before I put you to sleep, we'll just end that. Does anyone have any feedback on how they feel after doing something like that? I'm sure you all have practices. Do you feel more relaxed and calm? Yeah, wonderful. Okay. So I think I'm going to wrap up. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to say. It'll come up if there is. I would like to be there for the butterfly release. I think I will. I'll read another poem, and this one has butterflies in it, or a butterfly. And again, this speaks to that non-duality, which again is not a term that most of us have heard. I hadn't heard it in 2018, and now this oneness, this unity is something that I feel all the time through this investigation. This is called In and As Freedom. When I first saw the butterfly, I was captivated by its beauty, desire rising to possess it, a thing to be owned. I tried to capture it but could not. It flowed freely, meandering unpredictably. I tried to follow it but failed, its movements effortless while I struggled to keep up. Exhausted, I sat in a meadow as the sound of a brook and the sensation of a soft breeze dissolved my desire. I opened my eyes to find the butterfly perched on the back of my hand, light and gentle. Wings moving slowly, wordlessly expressing that we belong to only one, in and as freedom. Thank you. So thank you so much for your attention. I hope you'll practice your active listening. And certainly, what a wonderful privilege and honor to be here with you, and also to serve as a police officer in our society. Again, love disguised as authority. How I show up and how I leave is I want the best possible outcome. I want a peaceful outcome. And I can say that the co-workers that I have here in North Bay all echo that as well. So I'm so proud to be part of such a wonderful organization for change in our community. Thank you so much.
Okay, everybody, we're going to take a short 15-minute break for washroom and refreshments and come back for our next speaker. Okay, everybody, would you take a seat, please? Will you take a seat, please?
Okay, you guys are live on TV, live stream again.
I might have to get a policeman up here to get everyone to sit down. I'm married to one. Okay. I don't know if everyone knows, but Walter's book, Take Heart Seeker, is at the desk, and $5 is donated back to the Near North Palliative Care Network. So that you know. Okay, and now for our next guest. I get the pleasure of introducing Nicky Poulin, who is Ohana Wellness Centre. Nicky Poulin has many different life roles and interests, from mother, yoga instructor, practitioner, graphic designer, fundraiser, publisher, author, designer, and more. Nicky would say, life's too short to live on the porch. I like that. She has played a key role towards the health and wellness of not only herself, but many people over 25 years. Nicky is a legacy yoga instructor, internationally attaining certifications from around the world, including India, Budapest, United States, and Canada. Nicky is a RYTCYA certified instructor, teacher, trainer with over 38,000 hours of teaching time on mat. Her certifications and accreditations include yoga therapy, Thai yoga massage, life wellness coach, mindfulness practitioner, trauma yoga, yoga for grief, MELT practitioner, fascia techniques for chronic pain, neuro yoga, yoga for dementia, Alzheimer's, and more. Nicky's unique teaching style allows her to adapt to her classes to participants' needs. She firmly believes it's your body, your yoga, and that movement is truly medicine. You will want to be part of her community and follow her and Ohana Yoga and Wellness Centre as she continues to grow her business with yoga, workshops, retreats, and other wellness events. In 2021, Nicky lost her husband and partner and co-founder of Ohana, Darren Renault, to a tragic motorcycle accident. So she has a full understanding of how grief can take over and how sometimes it feels like we are moving through mud. Nicky believes that having a balance and finding our true passions is what life is all about. It's all an experience, and every experience brings something to us. Please welcome Nicky Poulin.
Hello, everyone out there. Hello out in the YouTube world and live streaming. Thank you for coming to this event. I'm not as eloquent as the last couple of speakers. I'm really more of a doer. Hence the long list of things, right? Because that's what I do. I love to do. 25 years ago, my husband Darren and I started Ohana Yoga and Wellness Centre. We started out of a little studio in Callender. And partway through, I believe it was prior to us building Ohana, where we have our studio now, Darren came to me and he says, I've been approached by the Near North Palliative Care to be on their volunteer. He says, do you want it or should I take it? And I said, honey, right now, I said, I've got so much on the go. I said, I think you should do it. And he says, good, I was hoping you would say that because it's a passion of mine. And my husband was of Algonquin, he was an Algonquin heritage. His totem was a raven. And my husband loved things that shone brightly with light. And for him, the involvement with Near North Palliative Care was really special because he felt that he was able to share light, to stand tall for a community of volunteers and workers that, you know, really worked towards the betterment of everyone. The moment we live, the moment we're born, we start our journey through life, and the inevitable is our journey through passing. And Darren truly felt that nobody should ever have to pass alone. Now, the interesting thing is that all through this, I watched him with Near North Palliative Care, helping them through the volunteer network. And it didn't matter to Darren. He says, you know, everything has its place. He says, we have a wellness center, but I would never tell anybody to not go to a doctor. There are always appropriate times for everything. And he says, you know, he says, the beauty of it is, yes, there are hospices, and hospices are just as important as Near North Palliative Care and the volunteer services that reach throughout the area. And, you know, I've had many different experiences now, and it was interesting how I guess things came full circle on Darren's passing, where I had expected, I never expected it, because it was a sudden accident, unfortunately, and it kind of threw me for a loop. And I found myself on Near North Palliative Care's doorstep and going, okay, I need grief counseling. I need support. Yet I've given so many different grief support, life skills supports, you name it. I'm a mentor, I'm a yoga instructor, I do all kinds of things. And I thought, oh, here I am needing support. And it was really interesting because over the years, as was mentioned, you know, we did all kinds of different fundraisers, not just for Near North Palliative Care, but for Cancer Society, for all kinds of things. And my community was so, I am so grateful. And part of that was because we believed in volunteering and building a sense of community and helping people to move forward, no matter what their mud was. So it may not be that you're going through grief or something else. It could be that, you know what, your choice is to die at home. And so the Near North Palliative Care has volunteers that come in and assist your family and you while you go through whatever processes it is that you need to go through. And they go to the hospitals. And I mean, they are spread out in over eight communities, is it, Monica? Like, it's the spread out is incredible. And, you know, so to be part of this network, this, I feel really honored, and I feel like Darren really gave us all a gift. So one of the projects that we worked on prior to Darren's passing, during social isolation, we developed a group with Linda Schnabel, myself, and Darren. Darren was actually in Iqaluit working at that point. Darren wanted, it was really, really incredible because Darren, he was a manager at North Bay Hydro. That job ended. Darren comes to me and he says, hey, he says, there's a job with Children's Aid in Pembroke, and I get to work with making children's lives better. What do you think of this? I said, are we moving? And he says, no. And he says, I'm going to come home on weekends. And I said, oh, okay. Now, you know, there's been many times in Darren's life, or Darren and my life together, where he would say, I'd say, hey, I think I want to do teacher training and I want to go to India. Oh, are we all going? No, somebody's got to run Ohana. Somebody's got to work. Somebody's got to do this. So it was a trade-off in a way. And so Darren would come back and forth to Pembroke, and he was working with Children's Aid and building a better structure to help. And then all of a sudden, that contract ends, and he says, hey, I got another contract. I said, oh, yeah? He says, yeah. I said, oh, where? He says, Iqaluit. I said, Iqaluit. He says, yeah. I said, so when are you coming home? I said, can't do weekends. He says, no. He says, but you know, Ohana's yours. He says, essentially, you are Ohana, Nick, and you've got this. And I thought, okay. So Darren got to experience firsthand, because on one of his trips home from Iqaluit, he was only home a week and COVID struck. And suddenly Darren's like on a plane back to Iqaluit to go work in an 8x10 bedroom, because they needed him in province to work, but he had to work from home, which was his Iqaluit home at that time. So what we did was we formulated this group, because Darren was also feeling the whole, you know, of isolation. I'm sure, you know, like I know he would call and talk to Monica. He would call and talk, you know, to all of our different friends. And so as we started, what the Samastag Connection was to help people through isolation. And what we did, one of the projects that we did with the people that were involved in Samastag Connection, we started to write fable stories, but life stories that are true life. And we said, okay, so let's take those true life stories, change them into fables. So everything that you read here is an experience of the person or of the story that you're reading. It's actually a personal experience. And so we have all these stories, and I said, so what do we do next? Or Darren and Linda had asked, what do we do next? So we create a book. Okay, and what are you going to do? I said, we're going to market the book, and all of the proceeds will go to Near North Palliative Care. And that's how we will help them not only, you know, maybe get volunteers, but also financial, and help them. So we had started. At that point, Darren's contract in Iqaluit had ended. He was working for KEB out on the Nipissing First Nations and in the educational system, and again, changing things. That was Darren. He wanted everything to be better for everyone. So he would, you know, so he had started, and so he loved it. And the real big bonus was that the last year of Darren's life, we got to work at home together. So it was fun. And so at the same time, we came up with Wives' Tales, partnered with Palliative Care, and partway through my illustrating and doing the book, Darren unfortunately passed. But I can say, keeping my creativity, keeping in connection with Monica and the staff here at Near North Palliative Care, and still keeping that connection of community, kept a vibration high. And what's really important through life, no matter what mud we go through, is to keep our vibration higher than what the situation is. And when we connect with people that have a vibration that is high, we can do nothing more than continue to grow and be successful, and to allow changes to not take over us, but to help us move through them. So I want to do a little exercise, because I do best, way more do better than I do speaking. So I'm going to have everybody put, if you're in the room, if you're not in the room and you're by yourself, I'm going to get you just to rub your hands. Everybody else, because I need you to pick partners. And what I'm going to get you to do is take some hand sanitizer first and just kind of rub your hands. Just make sure, you know, because it's, you know, we're all trying to keep safe. All right. And I want you to face your partner. Okay. So sit close, turn around, face. All right. All right, many of you have come with your friends. So I'm going to do a little bit. If you've come with a friend, choose somebody else. Oh, look at that. Yeah. So I want you to sit knee to knee together. Yeah. All right, say hello, say your name, say hi, All right, perfect, good. Okay. Now I'm going to need you to pay attention because for some of us, you just really have to just take in a few deep breaths. All right, now, like you're going to play patty cakes, but don't get too close. Hold your hands in front of one another. All right. Now, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. Keep your hands a little bit away. I'd say about 10 inches or so. Okay? Now close your eyes and slowly, don't do it yet, move towards the person in front of you. Stop when you feel heat or a tingle or a swirl. Okay, now open your eyes. Okay, it feels like you're touching, but you're not. All right, so come on. All right, so release that. All right, or try it again. Anybody find that anybody feel that? Okay, yeah. All right. So, okay. So we've all tried that. Anybody think, oh, this just doesn't work? I don't get it. Anybody feel somebody without even touching them? So here's the importance of community, connection, vibration, moving ourselves. We all cause an effect, even to the person that walks by us. So as somebody walks by you in the mall or on the street or outside, we can cause an effect. Ever walk by somebody and they're kind of sad? You know what? Smile. Smile right now. So everybody give a big smile. What happens when you smile? You can't feel bad. The joy releases because we have endorphins and the endorphins release. So we can bring joy to somebody that we do not even know without even touching them, without even communicating with them other than our smile and walking by. So when you go out and you tell and you choose to become one of our volunteers for Near North Palliative Care, you get to go out, smile, create a connection that will make you brighter and somebody else brighter. And that's how we need to move. The brighter we become, the radius of our brightness will go 1,000 miles, and it will bring joy, and more joy again. Because that person then will suddenly feel good, and then they'll go to the next person and do the same thing without even realizing, because they're already feeling good. So for me, that's a lot of what I just wanted to share. I'm also going to do something real fun, or I think it's fun. Maybe I'm a little weird. I'm going to get everybody to stand up. That's weird, isn't it? All right. So I'm going to get everybody just to kind of shake out their bodies for a moment. Perfect. Bring your right arm out. Keep your right shoulder rotated back so you're actually pushing it towards the wall behind you. Bend your right elbow. Now, keeping the right shoulder back, bring your arm forward. Find your resistance. Okay, so everybody finds a sense of resistance. Now, let's do the same to the left. Rotate the shoulder back. Bring the hand up. Fold it forward. All right, perfect, good. Now, tap the inside. I wish the camera could see this. Tap the inside of your right foot. So you actually want to lift it and go onto the edge of your right foot, almost like a skate blade. And you want to tap, and I want you to look forward. All right, find something, some sort of focal point. All right, perfect. Then stop. Tap the outside of your right foot. Try not to use your knee or hip, just your knee or your foot and your ankle. All right, kind of awkward, strange feeling. Easy or difficult? If it's difficult, you may have something going on in your left hip if you're doing your right. Come on down with the right foot, tap the inside of the left. So you're just tapping. All right, and you're looking forward. Don't look down, your feet aren't going anywhere. All right, perfect. Excellent. Now, tap the outside of your left foot. I have a tight right hip flexor. This is really difficult for me in comparison to my left hip flexor. Okay. All right, now, I want you to stomp or just tap the toes of your right foot. Then tap the toes of the left. Perfect. Lift your shoulders, roll them back, reach your right hand out, bend your elbow, keep that right shoulder back, and bring your right hand down. Are you further? All right, left. All right, come forward. Okay, we just gave the body permission to move. So if you've ever dealt with any sort of chronic pain, hurt, hip issues, lower back, shoulder, whatever, the body and the mind have muscle memory. And what we did was our mind said to our body, hey, it's okay to move that way. We gave it a moment of breath. So what do we do for our minds? The same sort of thing. It eased the mind, it eased the body. And that's where, when we connect to one another, all I did was connect our brain and our body together. So when we connect as humans, we feel happier, we feel more joy, and we just live our lives a better way. So that is really all I have to say, except thank you, Monica. Thank you, Hariett. Thank you to my Ohana family. Thank you to the extended home Ohana family, and to Lynn, who is unable to attend today, and to Walter. And Walter will be joining the Ohana family team on Tuesdays for meditation. So if you're interested, yeah, he'll be with us. Yeah, so thank you very much. And lots of love and light. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So can we have your attention, please? So we are almost at 2:30 now. We have 5 minutes to wrap up the presentations and allow our audience here in person to have some networking and some questions and answers. So I would like to just thank you all from my heart for this beautiful togetherness that we have just felt here in presence, the energy of one another. And I invite all of you that are lonely at home and that would like to feel that energy that we have inside this room. Do you feel the energy in this room?
Yes.
Is it positive or is it positive?
It's very positive.
So I invite you from home, join us for this wave of positiveness that we have here. And I want to thank you, Hariett, for graciously accepting to be our lead today for the Seniors Sharing the Caring project. And the floor is yours to say the last thank yous.
Wow. I think that some people might have some questions about what does it mean to be an ambassador? Is that a part of the thoughts that you have? So why don't you ask the question and then we'll try and answer. Is that the question? That's the question. Okay. Well, you heard me say the words guerrilla marketing. That's you and I sitting down and maybe playing cards and then saying, hey, are you going to the live butterfly release on July 9th? here's a little flyer. You can donate to the Near North Palliative Care Network and release a butterfly along with hundreds and maybe even thousands of other people, and celebrate the life of somebody that really means something to you. And it can be anything, any one thing, you know, your favorite animal, who knows, or someone. We've had members pass from Living Fit, from Women10, and loved ones, family, and friends. It's to honor and celebrate all life, because all life matters. And every time we take a moment to do that, we are really a healing cell in the body of humanity. And I love that quote, and I hope you will too. So I've asked Monica too to make a small flyer for anyone who wants to be an ambassador, so that you have them handy. And if you want to share them with different organizations, I will reach out to the organizations I'm involved in and promote it whatever way you can on social media, but mainly through your voice. You know, use your voice to engage other people to come to not just a joyous event, but a healing event as well. Any other questions? You have to sign up too, I think. Go ahead, Patty.
Visit the website to pre-order your butterflies. So how soon should we be thinking about ordering our butterflies?
Right now, okay, it's on.
Yeah. Is there a deadline, Monica?
Sorry?
Is there a deadline for ordering the butterflies?
No, because now we have a supplier. It's a nursery of butterflies, painted ladies and monarch butterflies that can keep the butterflies up for us up to the week before the event.
Oh,
And these butterflies are all raised naturally here in Canada. They are Canadian endemic butterflies. The
Isn't that beautiful?
ladies.
And I as I mentioned in my presentation, I have gone 3 times to do that. And my grandchildren came with me, 3 of them. And we released the butterfly together. We wrote the names on the message board and sent a message to them. And they all took part in that and got to know my mom and dad and my sister who passed, and got to know them as human beings who were here and lived a full life as well. So, yeah. Any other questions? Bonnie?
Volunteering on July the 9th with anything, registration or anything? Do we just phone the palliative?
You can.
Would we get in touch?
I'll be putting that out to our membership to participate and help on that day. But I also hope that you will invite your family to come down and be part of that process yourself. You know what I'm saying, Bonnie? Yeah. Okay. Any other, where's the sign-up table, Monica? It's right over here? Okay. And is there a process where you meet with people and talk to them about being an ambassador, Monica? How does that work?
Yes. So for our audience seeing us from the live stream and to all audience in person here, you just phone us 705-497-9239 or visit our website in npcn.com or email us at office@nnpcn.com. Any way that you come to us, remember what Nicky said about the power of smiling. For one of those coincidences, every new staff and volunteer that we have in Near North, the first thing that I train them to do is this. If you are going to answer the phone to talk about Near North, answer the phone smiling. Near North Palliative Care Network. Monica speaking. How can I help you? Do you know why? Because people can feel your smile on the other side of the line. That's how powerful your smile is. So bring your smile to the butterfly release, and you are bringing the best thing that you can give to us as an ambassador, volunteer. Contact us, and I think that Nicky has a prize. Yeah. So don't forget, if you are watching at home, if you contact us in the office to become one of our ambassadors next week, as soon as we receive all the phone calls and have the people here also aligned to be our ambassadors, we are going to raffle a $250 prize to one of our ambassadors that has just been automatically promoted to Secretary General, right? To 250,000, it's a lot of, and now we have Nicky with a prize.
So as Monica was saying, the other prizes will be drawn next week. But what I would like to do is, you met Walter, you had an opportunity to meet me, and this weekend, so very short notice, Friday evening and all day Saturday, there are four of us. There is Walter, Shannon Clausen, who is a nurse practitioner and also a life coach, and a psychotherapist. I'm the life coach. And and there is a gentleman by the name of Benjamin Blackett. And Benjamin comes to us from New York City. And he is coming up, and we're going to be doing a small mini retreat on Friday evening and Saturday. So if you're in the room and you happen to win the prize and you can't make it, my suggestion is give it to someone. Give them a gift, because it's going to be a lot of fun, and there's going to be a lot of things and experiences that you will have that will make you feel lighter, share some love, and do a little bit of self-discovery. So I'm just going to draw a name, and Rosemary Dubois. There we go. Well, we could do that the whole room. I'm going to let you gift it to someone. Okay? Perfect. All right. So that is it for me. There we go.
I wanted to when we were talking about what is your job as an ambassador. If you go to your dentist's office, or you're in to visit your doctor, or you're at the foot care, or you're somewhere in a city at a business, ask if they would mind taking a poster. You will call Near North Palliative Care, and they will deliver the poster for you. That's pretty easy, isn't it? Okay. Thank you.
So that's it. Your work as an ambassador is to be fabulous, and the Near North Palliative Care Network will do all the hard work for you. So with that said, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support to Near North Palliative Care Network. We are the visiting hospice of Nipissing and Parry Sound. What we do, we train highly trained volunteers to go to the homes of those who are in palliative care, to give psychosocial support to our loved one that has counted time to live now, to the caregivers that are always so tired and isolated at home, taking care of their loved ones. And after the loss of a loved one, we have specialized volunteers doing grief and bereavement sessions in English and French, and also culturally safe for First Nations all over the two districts of Nipissing and Parry Sound. So thank you for your attention. If you are on live stream, we had a big lunch. If you are hungry, please go and have your snack. Thank you for our marvelous, beautiful audience here. And we are ending the live stream right now. Thank you very much.